Chill. You're one of the top 6 speakers of the past 8 years, but I hated you at first. Could you please mention the Dirty Folks podcast? Thank you, Lord Charles. Dirty Folks.
And see, I find it to be hilarious because even if I did behave like a teenager, I would be ahead of a lot of these B-dubs that want to make these comments because a lot of you behave like toddlers. Shout out to my man, Dirty Folk.
And it's because y'all niggas don't support. Y'all do support. Y'all support titties and pussy. Hey, shout out to Dirty Folks.
Men have sort of quietly begun to agree that even the most like off the wall extreme advice or takes that you get from some random guy on the internet is more useful than anything allegedly profound that you would hear from a trained black female professional. All right, like look, let's take a perfect example of this, right? The idea of Dirty Folks when he come up and he says like women with clothes on, that is a way more useful notion to frame your mental state around than anything your black female therapist would ever tell you. Cause she's a woman with clothes on. Why the fuck would you listen to her? Like when he says that, it makes sense in a way that it just appeals to you. And it's something that your black female therapist could never match.
Yo, Travis, the daycare is too influential to be so small. Do your big homie a favor, man. Like, sub, share, clip. I know I got at least 10 bars that can change somebody's life, man. Help me to help my brother. Love each other as you love yourself.
Daddy, how you gonna love me? If you don't respect your daddy, how you gonna respect me? And I'm supposed to help you fight your daddy. What the fuck I look like? I wish a bitch would sit in my face and talk about this system. I'll send you.
Man, welcome to the Dirty Folks podcast. I am your guy, Dirty Folks. I appreciate y'all being here, man. When I was a child, a small child, my grandfather, who was born in 1919, used to sing that song to me. It's called Black Gal or Black Woman. The first earliest publishing date is 1922. And it's an old slave/chain gang song, right? And he used to be, but he put some jazz to it because, Granddad, his day was the 1940s, right? 1930, 40. So, he put a jazz swing to it. So he would be through the crib like, I don't want no jet black woman, Lord, to fry no meat for me. I don't want no jet black woman, Lord, to fry no meat for me. She's so goddamn mean and evil. She might try to poison me. Ooh, she might try to poison me. And then my grandma would be in the back room like, Bill, quit singing that goddamn song to that boy. It was crazy, right? Like my grandmother hated that song. And after my grandfather died, he died in 97. I didn't cry or anything, Granddad gone. He was 70 years old at the time. And I didn't think about it. So one day around 2013, 14, I thought about my granddad. And I'm like, yo, I'm going to play his favorite song. And I look forward. I'm thinking it's a jazz tune. And I find it on this playlist of old slave songs, right? And for the first time since my grandfather died, I started crying, right? Like silent tears. I'm listening to his favorite song, and I'm a teardrop in my eye. And I'm realizing something, that this is his childhood song. This is the equivalent of me being 70 years old and me singing to my grandkids singing, I Ain't No Joke. And they like, what the fuck you talking about? Right? I'm strictly business. There's no reference point to that because it's not their day. If I'm 70 years old, we talking the year 2045, 2050. Think they on a song from 1985? Of course not. But that's the song that introduced me to rap. Like, I Ain't No Joke was like, and production, That was what introduced me to hip hop, made me love breakdance, things of that nature. As a small child, having older cousins that could helicopter and pop lock and walk through the robot. My cousins were robot. That was time. His time was one generation past slavery. All the songs of childhood were songs for slave songs, right? Which is inspiration songs. And he found inspiration in I Don't Want No Death Like to frighten me because he's so mean and evil. There's like even slaves in real time knew that black men were keeping slavery. They just love black men. They're like, you don't got them slaves. They thought they were out of slavery. They could have all the free labels. That's like, what you save their money. They get all work. But what the first time she had turned on Sam. We're going to talk about Jasmine Crockett today. Jasmine Crockett has the spirit of Black America. Black America, she has the spirit of Black America. But we're going to slow up because I don't think that's the spirit of Black America is. So once again, welcome to People's Podcast, man. Let's kick this all right. Dirty politics. The arena where plug thugs bang like their bloods, cause they're around where plug thugs bang like their bloods, cause dirty politics. Dirty politics. Dirty politics. The arena where plug thugs bang like their bloods, cause dirty politics. The arena where plug thugs bang like their bloods, cause dirty politics. Yeah, we gonna work on it. We gonna work on this mic. Let me see if I can do something real quick. If I could turn it up or something. Let me find out my mic boycott and I ain't did a show in so long. No sound, no sound? That's crazy work. Right after slavery ended, and we've done shows about this, I'm not gonna get deep into it, but right after slavery ended in 1865, right? Black women immediately started making their own groups to make themselves quote unquote better than black men. But they used black men as a vessel to hang out with Jewish men, right? So no different than Black Lives Matter now, using the death of black men so, women and gays can get money. No different than the civil rights movement, stealing the double V movement from black men and repurposing it so women can burn bras and gays can get affirmative action. No different than that. No sound. Like no different than that though is the first. I'm working on it. Let me see what I can do. All right, we good. All right, it's the first move that they ever did which was called the Women's Coalition. But you ain't gotta take my word for it. There we go. You ain't got to take my word for it. We gonna let the king of colored history tell you what's going on.
To force our country to live up to its ideals from the time of its founding. During Reconstruction, a new generation picked up the mantle, expanded their mission, and by the last decade of the century, Their well-known slogan captured the communal spirit of the women's club movement, lifting as we climb.
By the end of the 19th century, African American women, as part of the club movement, were fighting against all of the injustices that African Americans were experiencing. But one of the most important issues that they worked on was anti-lynching.
In the 1890s, the pioneering investigative journalist Ida B. Wells lectured widely through the British Isles, shining a light on the horrifying injustices that Black Americans were suffering under Jim Crow.
There were prominent men who opposed what she did. A woman talking so frankly, they thought it was unfeminine, they thought it was problematic. And so when she was...
Real quick. I just want to remind you guys, hold on. I don't even know if you can hear me. Real quick, number one, because I don't want the copyright infringement. But from the moment Black women started speaking publicly, the first thing that they were told was they were not feminine. First thing they were told. You're outspoken about things that aren't your business. You're not feminine. And this is part of the strong, independent Black woman thing. There's a reason why Black people, especially if you love your mama, can't go past slavery. Like there was no history before slavery, because slavery was the best time in American history for Black women. And when they got out, while men were trying to go from 0%, we had 0% of national wealth, like 0.12% of national wealth. And in 20 years, we went from 0% to 2%. Do you know how amazing it is to multiply anything by 0 and get a positive number? Like they were busting their ass, bro. While Black men were working, because they were the tradesmen, right? While Black men were putting shoes on horses and fixing cars and taking over agriculture and architecture, because they were always building houses and dealing with the farm. While going 0% of national to 2%. By the way, still at 2%, 100 years later. But why they do it 2.7 now? We don't 10%, 100 years. But in 20 years span, from 0 to 2%. So why the men working, the women are talking. And we're not mad at the men for working. We're not mad at the men for not working. Most men were business owners in convenience stores or jobs of some sort. Y'all just don't even know how much I dealt with this audio before the show started. Let me see if I can pump it up. See if I make it louder. But while men were working, women were talking. And they're going around and they're talking about a lot of stuff. To this day, they'll swear to God they were only worried about their men and lynching, but that's not true. Women always worry about self. And men don't necessarily worry about anything that women worry about. So women kind of get to do what they want to do. And this I'm not bashing or anything. I'm just putting things in historical context. Like a lot of times when you guys hear history, you hear it from a position of victimhood. Like everybody did something to you and nobody did anything for you. That's not true. What ended up happening is everything that was done for Blacks, you reallocate, even to this day, you reallocate to foreigners and women, and it never trickles down to the men who have to get it out the mud. But they use your getting it out the mud in order for them to get the benefits that you don't get for being who it is that you are. So let's continue this. I want y'all to understand what the Black Women's Club was and what it became.
Was getting flack from men. It was the women's clubs that did support her.
In 1895, Club women were further spurred into action when Josephine St. Pierre Ruffin received word from the secretary of the London Anti-Lynching Committee. She had received a letter from a white male journalist containing a scathing attack on the virtues of black women. In response to Ruffin's call to action, black women held a national conference in Boston. The following year, the National Association of Colored Women was founded with a new objective.
National Association of Colored Women. Does that sound like a familiar organization? Does that sound familiar? The National Association of Colored Women. All right, let's continue.
New objective: defending the honor and the dignity of black womanhood.
There's a lot of emphasis on ideals of womanhood that are really a response to the general degradation that black women experienced since slavery and the depiction of black women as lascivious and licentious. So you see lots of women who are activists sharing a notion of black womanhood that is respectable, that is decent, that is self-respecting.
By 1920, black women in the club movement focused on almost every area that touched upon.
Do you ever notice that all the women who protest the most are very, very unattractive women, yo? They'll have a gay dude here and there. He might not even be gay, but that dude is. And a bunch of unattractive women who talk about how hard life is. Life is always hard when you're unattractive. Get over it.
On people's lives, from housing to voting to discrimination, and leaders such as Mary Church Terrell, Fannie Berry Williams, and Mary McLeod Bethune became very active in the political arena, fighting for social justice and civil rights.
So many of the women that you find in the late 19th and early 20th century who really emerge as leaders in the black community are coming together in order to think about how to move forward, setting the tone for what will be institutional life for black people for the coming century.
All right, so the National Association of Colored Women. Ended up being the National Association for Colored People, the NAACP, right? Go figure, right? But their goal was still to support women. Even to this day, the NAACP and the Urban League, all of their money goes to women and children, even though they only support children so women don't have to raise them. They abandon these kids immediately right after they do their pre-SAT test. 17, 18 years old, no more money for you, kick out the door, right? So NAACP, which used to be the NAACW, is still a women's organization. And they've branched off now and made Essence part of the NAACP, which is why you got the Essence Fest and all that, right? All marketing, right? Ida B. Wells was born in 1863 during the Civil War. By 1890, she was already a quote unquote journalist. They had their own little. Everybody had their own little newspapers back then. It wasn't like a Post or a Times. Like every community had their own little periodical, and she had her own little periodical, right? No different than A. Philip Randolph did. Like everybody has their little story, right? Now we all got a story because we all got a Twitter and a Facebook page, and we can all publish our thoughts. But back then you had to print it out, and she had one of those. These are the people who weren't supposed to know how to read or write, but she's writing and she's going on tour. That's fine. That's fine. The problem is she gets credit. Like she had money to go to Europe, to France, to go on a world tour. Who wanted your tour? Who wanted you to be voice of America? Eventually, because she is a woman, they had to put her next to a man in order for her to take seriously. So they found W.E. Du Bois. W.E. Du Bois convinced her to take the woman off and put colored people, right? That's NAACP instead of NAACP, colored women. That's colored people. And she brought her backer, and he brought his backer. See the real power the NAACP was, right? W.E.B. Du Bois, Ida B. Wells. Two more or less black people. Right? Mary White Orrington, Lillian Wald. Those are the two white women who were back in Ida B. Wells. Then you have Moorfield Stoney and Henry Moscovich that W.B. Du Bois brought into the lane, right? So all of their backing were Jewish. They had 4 Jewish backers. W.B. Du Bois became the face. Ida B. Wells became the face of black women. I say this time and time again. Black coaches, whatever Jews want your culture to be. Everybody you listen to get paid for by the Jews. You have no black culture. You have a marketing plan by Jewish Americans. And they tell you who your heroes are. Sidebar. My boy Rick called me this morning. And he said, yo, why does your plan for freedom sound like slavery? And I said, I get why you say that. Because you've been fed shit your whole life and they call it state. So once you see state, you be like, what is this shit? There isn't a lapse of, I'm not going to go there. This is what ended up happening, though, during the course of that whole thing. I love this video. This video is Black America, quote unquote, Black America, because Black America is run by women who get paid by Jews to undercut men and destroy communities and then tell men they need to step up. You stepping up for free is slavery. Labor and responsibility with no salary or authority is slavery. You being a stepdad is slavery, because she would have to pay a home care aide or a babysitter to watch her kid and teach him how to drive and catch a ball. She would have to pay a mentor or coach. You being a stepdad and you paying her to babysit her kid is slavery. You stepping up and being a activist for the community is slavery. Risking your life in the highest crime areas to try to teach kids to go to school, that's slavery. Slavery is women's work. Freedom is ignoring women. It sounds misogynist, but not even the point of that. It's a very natural thing. Women are under natural law. Black men aren't under natural law. Black men think they got a woman. They don't want men like that. This is a great representation of how slavery works, right?
What did you do?
Why are you guys laughing?
What did you do?
I don't know what I did.
You broke the bomb. Look, you got.
Well, next time you put gas. Why do you have me doing it? You're the man. You should be doing it.
You're the stubborn one, hard-headed.
What kind of man are you?
I told you I was gonna do it later.
What kind of man are you? You should have been doing that.
But I told you I was gonna do it later.
Now look what happened.
That's your fault. Don't blame me for that.
I blame you.
What did you do?
That's the representation of the black community. Women making mistakes and blaming men. It's funny until you blame the guy for it. Women make mistakes and blaming men. Men being part and parcel of that situation, right? You can have a crack fiend mama, she's still a black queen mama. Your daddy make one mistake, fuck my daddy. The man hate is very much part of black culture. Paying women to do what they're supposed to do anyway is very much part of black culture. it is a bottom 20% culture. I mean, the people bottom 20%. Everybody can't be the bottom 20%, or that would be the norm. Most men, regardless of race, most men are in that middle lane, right? They're not exceptional men. They're not top 10, top 3% men, but they're not bottom 20%. Most men are somewhere in the middle, right? With some type of moral compass, you know. But as a commune, everybody's related to the bottom 20%. That's why guys who get a job be like, I'm better than the other black men. No, you're not. 8 out of 10 men doing exactly what you do. That don't make you a bad guy, but you're not special because you take your manhood less than black women and people. After slavery, and I say this all the time, the only people that can stop a black woman is a white woman. Shout out to the white woman. It's always ugly black women too. There was not a unilateral hatred of any woman of any race, of any ethnicity. People like women who act like women. Right now, Passport Bros trying to get Asian women. It's dudes in Iowa trying to get white women. My book's down in Texas and in California. They're trying to find a Mexican girl. Chicago too, trying to find a little Mexican. New Yorkers want a Panamanian or Dominican. There's no racism when it comes to coochie, my nigga. Like, there's no racism when it comes to coochie. But black women have always been the domineering personality of America because black women, and to a large extent, have never been checked. White women don't get checked. They have been checked. Black women have never been checked. They love slavery because it was a man in corporate, right? Like, oh, let's see. That's like to me. There was a man in corporate telling black men, you can check your bitch. That's what the paradigm switch. That's why it's so loud and sassy and wrong all the time. And people can't tell them they wrong or everybody got to die. They gonna get their son or their boyfriend or somebody. Everybody got to die because she dumb. And all they really want to do is be better than black men and white women. They're not really trying to be better than white men. They want to be better than black men and white women. They have to segregate their sons. They have to steal the baby from the father. Or they have to beat up every white girl in high school again because white they have hands times, right? You think you're on all of them for you and gymnastics with calisthenics. You know how strong you have to be to do that. The girls ain't got hands. They got hands. So some of them got hands. Anyway. This is a really simple discussion. Should a man ever tell a woman what to wear? And the white woman looked at the way that black women dressed, and white women, and white girls, like, cause she Gen X. She looked at the way that younger people dress.
Think a man should ever tell a female how to dress?
What I've seen here tonight? Hell yeah. Hell no! Hell no! Hell yeah!
Why'd you say that?
Because, would you wear that shit to church?
I do. I go to church in my living room. God damn it, I wear what I want.
But in a brick and mortar? Hell no. Hell no. So yeah, you do tell a woman what she need to be wearing when she leave the house. Just say it. Just say it. I just say it.
What?
Ain't no man telling me what to put on, and I'm married.
Well, no, hold on. Like
Black men have no discernment, no taste, bro. She's married. She's married. All these hot bitches on Instagram selling pussy pics, and this ugly, gruesome looking bitch is married. Something is wrong with society. Something is wrong with life. She reproduced. And her friend, and it's always attention seeking. Like they weren't even asking the black girls. Black girls came out of nowhere trying to rock the mic, bully the white girl. Shout out to the white girl for holding her own. She married? Y'all be fucking this? That's crazy work.
But so he can tell, he won't tell her what to put on, but he will tell her what to take off.
That's okay.
Facts.
I'm a Virgo. I'm a freak, so I'm
Take that shit. Take that shit off. You ain't going out like that. That's what she
He
talking
can
about.
tell me what to take off if he finna get busy. You can't tell me what to take off if he ain't getting busy.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man. Come on now, dog.
If he ain't.
I don't want no jet black woman, Lord. Fry no meat for me. Cause she's so goddamn mean and evil. She might try to poison me. Who might try to poison me? Bruh. These are the people that represent you. Black women represent black. Black men who have a voice cater to black women. So they don't even need a voice. The ones who cater to men, you don't hear about them because they'll never be on Fox News twice. You ain't gonna see Cameron on Fox News again. You're not gonna rest in peace, Patrice O'Neal. He never got invited back. Once somebody says, you know what, that's folly, we need to conduct ourselves in such a way, they'll never be on the news again. Part of being in politics is representing your constituency, right? Black women being so prevalent in politics means that you're being represented by people who hate you but are your voice. And then they try to rally you to go against the government. They have a government job and they try to rally you to go against the government. Fuck Trump is saying, fuck my boss. The president is CEO of America. The government is the board of directors. The Senate is like the stockholders, and the House of Representatives is basically like the union. Like what does the union want? The union take to the stockholders take to the board take to the president. America is a corporation. It's run a corporation. Every brand name that you want to, it's a corporation. You can tell if you work at McDonald's, you tell a hierarchy about the floors versus the district manager. Like when they want to rally everybody to fight her boss, to fight the same man who gave them money, gave them power. And I would like to give credit to her conservative for small older black women in politics. Can y'all hear this?
And as a man, I refuse to listen to a woman disrespect her motherfucking father. The system is your daddy. The system is the only reason you in my face right now thinking you special.
Hold
The
on, let's start
system
this
is the
over. I
only
hear it now.
reason. What bothers me in particular about not just Teslin per se, but black women complaining about the system, right? Maybe I'm crazy. Call me crazy. But especially, like this is generally true, but especially when it comes to black men versus black women in a conversation, I will never ever tolerate a black woman talking negatively about the system. I just won't stomach it. I will not stand for it, all right? I personally, as a black man, will not stand to listen to a black woman ever for the rest of my life complain about the system. I refuse to do it. I refuse to do it. And you know what? I will tell you exactly why. I will explain this to you. It's actually simple. It's actually simple. And you can disagree with me, but again, it's a very simple thing. You can explain to me whether or not you think I'm wrong about this. But as a man, not just as a black man, because, like I said, I put man before black. As a general rule of thumb, I put man before black. As a man, I refuse to listen to a woman disrespect the system when the system is her fucking daddy. The system is your daddy. The system is your father. The system is your brother. The system is your uncle. The system is every major male support in your life except for your son. And frankly, when you get older, the system is your son. And as a man, I refuse to listen to a woman disrespect her motherfucking father. The system is your daddy. The system is the only reason you in my face right now thinking you special. The system is the only reason you think you are better than every other woman that's ever come before you in the history of the world before the welfare state. The system is the only reason you think you can do super magical, powerful shit that no woman could ever do before. And here you go under the umbrella of the system, knowing goddamn well the system is the only thing keeping you from being corrected by me. And you now gonna look me in my face and try to tell me that we should both be allied against the system together, right? Me and you should both be at war with the system. Bitch, I'm not helping you fight your daddy. The fuck I look like? Where the hell you get off trying to get me to go fight your daddy? What? One of these days, you gonna turn on me like you turned on your fucking daddy. If you don't even love your daddy, how you gonna love me? If you don't respect your daddy, how you gonna respect me? And I'm supposed to help you fight your daddy. What the fuck I look like? I wish a bitch would sit in my face and talk about the system. I'll send you right back to that system. I bet you I won't, but I bet you I would. Won't be in my house talking about your system. Don't be disrespecting your father in front of me. I'll drag you right back to that nigga. Wish a bitch would. I'll take you right back to your daddy. Listen. I'm gonna need you to feed and house this bitch. because I refuse to sit and listen to this disrespect under my own roof. You should hear how she talk about you. You should hear how she disrespects you. Bitch gonna tell me that you don't love her. Bitch gonna tell me that you don't be looking out for her. Watch me take you right back to his house. See if he don't feed and house you. See if he don't give you a little pocket money. See if he don't give you a little change. See if he don't give you a little place to be safe and lay your head till you get your life together. That's your daddy, bitch. What the fuck I look like? You know what the system do for me? 3 hots and a cot. The system will house me with niggas way worse than me. The system will put me in a box with niggas that are way more dangerous than me. Why should I love the system? That's your daddy. The system don't love me. The system don't love me. The system looks out for you. The system tolerates me. The system is way quicker to punish me than it is to punish you. The system doesn't bother me. You know what? How about this? If I make babies that I can't afford, the system looks at me like a criminal. The system it can't wait to literally make me a criminal and put me into the justice system. If you make babies you can't afford, well, daddy got you. Daddy gonna look out for you. You just sit tight and daddy gonna make a way for you. Daddy gonna take care of you. Daddy gonna put your babies in a house. Daddy gonna get you some money so you can get educated. And then daddy gonna make sure you get you one of them little fancy jobs so you can have money, so you can have a nigga on your couch whenever you feel like it. And this bitch in my face talking shit about her daddy. I will fight you, bitch. Don't you ever try to set me up to fight your daddy. I will fight you first. I swear to God, on my mama, bitch, I will fight you before I fight your daddy. You out your fucking mind.
Anything to do
Man, make sure y'all like and sub as y'all come in, man. Like and sub, man. Send your heart, man. Donate to the daycare, man. The Cash App is on the screen. Yo. Shout out to Hood Conservative, man. That's your daddy, bitch. Oh, my mama, I'll beat your ass. Al 5 for everybody, bro. Al 5 for everybody. Let's get into the Jasmine Crockett thing. I've been talking for a minute, man. This show, because I ain't getting no Cash Apps. This whole show is sponsored by No So Organic, man.
Did you get fat during the lockdown? Then try the coronavirus weight loss plan. Go from this to this.
I lost 25 pounds on the Corona weight loss plan.
It's simple.
Choose your character.
Corona. Then quarantine for 14 days and wash your hands with No So Organic soap. It's that simple. You can go from this to this.
I lost 32 pounds with the Corona weight loss plan.
The coronavirus is available everywhere. Warning, don't try Corona if you live with old ass people, because you will kill their ass. Grab your soap from No So Organic.
I just want y'all to remember, Jasmine Crockett is fighting for you. She's fighting for you, gentlemen. She is fighting for you. She is fighting for you. Don't never let her forget this shit, because she act like she wasn't on this shit. Don't never let her forget that she did the whole Street Fighter combo thing for you and me.
Choose your character.
apparently, Jasmine Crockett is mad right now, fighting TikTok because a TikToker said she had on a sweatsuit. And now she's mad. She's ready to get rid of TikTok because she did the video and somebody said she had on a sweatsuit. And she's like, I never wear a sweatsuit. I'm a bougie bitch. But she has stars and stripes on a jacket and pants set. I can see why they called it a sweatsuit. That's some shit from Rocky 3. But, you know, black girl magic, right? Never let her forget that, though, that she's fighting for you. She fighting Blanco for you. She fighting Zangief for you. She is fighting Ryu and Ken for you, my nigga, and me. For you and me. Jasmine she's also fighting multi-billionaires for you and me. Not only is she fighting Trump, she's also fighting SpaceX nigga. Elon Musk. I don't know how I forgot his name that quick. She also fighting Elon Musk. The same woman who wanted Trump to be convicted because of January 6th has put a hit on the Tesla car maker. She put a hit on Elon, said for my birthday, I want y'all to delete Elon Musk. The same one who, Jan 6, everybody died. Elon, you know what? I'm talking too much. Let her tell you what's going on. Can we get some value?
New today, a direct message from Attorney General Pam Bondi to a sitting member of Congress for comments about Elon Musk. Let's take a listen.
Now you have this Congresswoman Crockett who is calling for attacks on Elon Musk on her birthday. Let's take him out on my birthday, she says. And yet she turns and says, oh, I'm not calling for violence. Well, she is an elected public official. And so she needs to tread very carefully because nothing will happen to Elon Musk. And we're going to fight to protect all of the Tesla owners throughout this country, and it's basic safety.
Joining me now is Texas Democratic Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, vice-ranking member on the House Committee on Oversight and Government Reform and ranking member of the House Oversight Committee. Congresswoman, pardon me. It's always good to see you, my friend. And I'm going to say, I was looking at you on the monitor while you were listening to Pam Bondi. You seem to be not fazed at all. The Attorney General there, though, is telling you to tread carefully. I'm curious your response, and have some of these protests at Tesla dealerships gone too far?
Yeah, so I'm actually going to say that I participated in a Tesla takedown. That is the name of the website.
Her eyes are open, gentlemen. Look at that right eyelid. Like, this is what happens when you put glue in your eye and then hop on Skype. Bro. This is black girl magic, by the way. Having one eyelid down. I'm not making this up. I never watched this. This is the first time I watched it. Bruh. This is your queen? This is your queen. All right. It's amazing. All right.
And it was all about this large protest that they're calling for. And this is a nonviolent protest that they're calling for. And in fact, when I was on there, which is why the Attorney General had to say that I wasn't calling for violence, and it's ridiculous that I even have to say something like that. But because they are trying to twist our words, one of the things that I told people to do is make sure you are adhering to the laws in your area. Make sure you know what it looks like to protest and to be able to raise your voices and to exercise your constitutional right to free speech. And what
black women will always never answer a question. They never actually answer a question.
Dirty politics.
That ain't what I meant to do. Ain't what I meant to do. Black women never answer the question. But I'm feeling like listening to Biggie. Lazy eye. I was high when they hit me. Took a few cats with me. Shit, I need the company. Jasmine wants to put a hit on Tesla. That's all I got from it. That she's part of an anti-Tesla group. These are the same politicians, by the way, under Biden, who wanted everybody to go electric, right? Because we had to save the world by getting abortions and driving electric cars. Now the main dude who makes electric cars, now that Trump's in there, it's anti-Tesla, anti-electric car. Just last 6 months ago, electric cars was a rave. We got rid of the Keystone Pipeline. Gas prices went up. They used the gas price angle, and they also like killed a bunch of chickens, and so eggs were sky high, and they actually destroyed corn because there are places like when I was in Iowa that they have ethanol. So like we got in Chicago, we have 87, 89, 93 octane. But you can actually get 85 octane, which is ether, right? It's basically corn gas. Killed the corn, raised the prices on that. There was no cheap way out. You got to get an electric car. Now you protesting the people who make electric cars. She's fighting for you and me. For you and me, baby. For me. Because she is the voice of Ida B. Well. She is the voice of Madam C.J. Walker. She is the voice of Maya Angelou. She is every woman. It is all in her. Every woman is all in her.
Hell no. No.
Every woman is all in her, my G. I watched the first 3 minutes of this. It's 31 minutes long. We only gonna play 3 minutes because girls with clothes on. It's crazy out here. Crazy in the world. Listen to girls with clothes on. I do it for you, though. I do it for you.
This week, you and other Texas members of Congress are calling on the Secretary of Education to reverse the decision to close the Department of Education's regional office. So the Civil Rights Building in Dallas, why do you feel this closure would be so impactful to people here in Texas?
Well, first of all, obviously I'm a Texas representative, so I'm always going to look out for those that are here working, but more importantly, I'm a civil rights lawyer. So if I'm really going to be true to the things that I fought for in court before, then this kind of stands the reason that this is really an epicenter of something that is so critical.
Let me pause that real quick. And Still I Rise is crazy work. That is crazy work. Let me eloquate something real quick, though. When you're a child, as a male child and a female child, you have two different expectations on you when you're a colored kid, right? You can be a 10-year-old genius who learned how to capture moisture out the air and condense it and make purified water for people in Africa. They don't care. The Jews will have to come and get you. They have to scoop you out of public school, come get you. There is no system. Colors love programs and systems, but there is no path of glory for black kids in the black community to be other than minstrels, right? You could be an artist, you can be a singer, you can be an athlete. If you're a minstrel, everyone will support you. They'll sell candy fundraisers and put you in AAU and put you in front of the family at family reunions and let you sing I'm a Little Spot. There's always a space for minstrels because they're middle class, right? There's not room for men to be smart, even though there's a lot of smart men. When you're a woman, when you're a girl, they try to use your aptitude, right? Even though shit. And they say things like, if you know how to argue, you should know debating. If you can argue, you should be a leader. Everything about Jasmine Crockett tells me she's arguing that little girl, a little badass fucker, right? The dark-skinned girl, you know what I'm saying? She's like, I'm trying to be for you. And she's like, I'm a lawyer because I like to argue. All the girls become doctors. They never medical doctors. Always college psychiatrists, whatever. You know, they don't just want to listen to your problems and not give you a solution. That's the guy to gossip. So, bro, you like to gossip. You should be a psychiatrist. You like to argue. You should be a lawyer. That's what I thought when she was a civil rights. And then you think about what civil rights 2025. What civil rights? First of all, civil rights is dumb. The name is dumb. I don't want you to be civilly. I don't care if you're civil or not. Because if you're not civil, so you demand respect. You command respect. You want to be civil. Globalism, socialism, girls on clothes in public. Civil, treat me civil. Fuck that. Representation. Fuck. Give me my money. Don't. It's very simple. Life is very simple. All new normal. That's what I'm trying to figure out what the new normal is. You know what's marketing campaign. Like that, bitches. All that shit is bullshit. Anyway, that's what I thought of when she said, yo, I was a professional arguer. That's what the fuck she is. A professional arguer.
Civil rights lawyer. So if I'm really going to be true to the things that I fought for in court before, then this kind of stands the reason that this is really an epicenter of something that is so critical to everyone, not just those in Texas, but everyone in this country, because when we look at civil rights, and I had a hearing here recently where I explained to my colleagues that every time I say civil rights, for whatever reason, y'all think that I'm only talking about black folk, and I had to read the list of people that qualify as having civil rights that need to be preserved. And so when we look at those with disabilities and the claims that they may have, this is who would deal with those types of issues. So it's a lot bigger than race, even though it seems like everything has kind of been put into, you know, take us back to the 1960s or prior to.
The question was about the Board of Education, the Texas Board of Education. We done heard about civil rights, black people, cripples, the 1960s. The question was public schools, the Board of Education. This is why you don't let girls talk with clothes on, bro. God damn.
Now with this administration and their attack on race in general, this is bigger than that. But more importantly, you know, if I was to talk about Department of Education as a whole, and I think that's where I'd like to go in general, because we only recently learned that it is the...
Y'all don't got no sound? How y'all ain't got no sound, bro? Y'all really ain't got no sound. Y'all really ain't no sound. Let me know if y'all put one in the chat if y'all can hear it now.
Congress are calling on the Secretary of Education to reverse the decision to close the Department of Education's regional office. So the Civil Rights Building in Dallas, why do you feel this closure is would be so impactful to people here in Texas?
Well, first of all, obviously I'm a Texas representative, so I'm always going to look out for those that are here working, but more importantly, it's, you know, I'm a civil rights lawyer. So if I'm really going to be true to the things that I fought for in court before, then this kind of stands the reason that this is really an epicenter of something that is so critical to everyone, not just those in Texas, but everyone in this country. Because when we look at civil rights, and I had a hearing here recently where I explained to my colleagues that every time I say civil rights, for whatever reason, y'all think that I'm only talking about black folk, and I had to read the list of people that qualify as having civil rights that need to be preserved. And so when we look at those with disabilities and the claims that they may have, this is who would deal with those types of issues.
And this is when I said, yo, the question was about the Board of Education. Nothing. What do cripples and coloreds have to do with the board? You know what? I already said what I was gonna say. Y'all heard it now. This shit wild.
So it's a lot bigger than race, even though it seems like everything has kind of been put into, take us back to the 1960s or prior to now with this administration and their attack on race in general. This is bigger than that. But more importantly, if I was to talk about Department of Education as a whole, and I think that's where I'd like to go in general, because we only recently learned that it is the president's intention, I believe, at the time of this recording, it is his intention to go ahead and sign an executive order decimating the entire Department of Education. And a lot of people don't necessarily know what it is the Department of Education does. They're just like, you know what? It's always existed, and I got to pay my student loans to somebody over there, right?
What is she talking about? Words are coming out. What? Here's the thing. Shutting down the Department of Education doesn't mean that you're shutting down like kids won't know how to read. He's trying to remove the fat from the teachers union who has a chokehold on America in a major way. And a bunch of women, generally speaking, 98% of the school system is women. And she is fighting for the civil rights of women, for you and me, for you and me. She is fighting to give girls who can't count a job teaching kids how not to read. That is what she's fighting for. What Trump wants to do is up the ante of how much. Let me say this real quick. We're going to come right back to this because I want to give y'all context, because I don't want y'all to listen to girls with clothes on and think that she's smart. Girls are articulate. They're not intelligent. What Trump proposed was to up the ante, right? So in Illinois, it's $7,500 or $8,100, whatever, a year per student, right? He wants to give people $10,000 per child to educate the child in learning centers, right? So you can educate your child at home, or you can send your child to a learning center, and you get $10,000 per student, which is still cheaper than what you pay teachers not to teach. If your kid not gonna know how to read anyway, you might as well get the $10,000 in your pocket, my nigga. You know what I mean? He's promoting homeschooling. He's promoting a form of charter. For those who don't know, charter schools get the exact same money public schools do, but with reduction of teacher fees because the charter school teachers are not in a union. We did the show on the math, you something about that. But that's what Trump proposing. He was proposing going back to the 1818s when only top 5% of Americans knew how to read, and everybody had to learn how to make shoes and clothes in the backyard. He's simply saying that we need to restructure. Williamsburg. USA. From kindergarten to 8th grade, we had one teacher. If you had a big school, you had two. I know Chicago, who I talked to, we had one male teacher who was like a special needs teacher plus the gym coach plus basketball coach. You know what I'm saying? He helped security in lunchroom. Like, they had one male teacher. Remember, the rest of the school was all women. And every once in a while, they have to do with the teacher's aide. But, that's what we're trying to do. That's that. Put them back in the kitchen. Back in the kitchen. They already caught a hairnet under their wig. Take the wig up, wear the hairnet. You can cook shit. Look. Anyway, back to Jasmine talking about nothing.
But it's bigger than that. When we are talking about people having access to higher education, it comes through the Department of Education. That's who reviews the FAFSA applications and things like that. So that's number one. So now we're putting us into this situation where...
Let's pause that real quick. Because black girls love to talk about college, right? They love their student loans, right? The FAFSA grant Two things real quick. Two things real quick. The FAFSA grant is a federal grant, right? Pell Grants are federal grants. But those federal grants are guaranteed based on the acceptance of a school of the person into school, right? So whether you go to an Ivy League college like Yale or Harvard, or you go to a state college like University of Illinois, or you go to a community college, it doesn't matter. You still are guaranteed to get a Pell Grant, right? Which this ain't 1992 anymore, right? We don't have to do this in the library anymore. Everything's on that, but you can damn near automatically do that. So you need somebody to, supervise it, but you don't need a whole department of people to use a computer, right? So that's because girls can count, you know what I mean? So the computer can't count how many girls it takes, right? Also, the FAFSA is college. We're not talking about pre-K budget and K, right? We're not talking about pre-K budget. We're not talking about K budget. We're talking about high school budget, right? College, the school system, right? Department of Education. So you're did you accept it? Yes, you got to accept it. It's for it. You go to community college or a state college, not enough money. If you go to a high state college or Ivy college, it's not going to money. It might just be books or room and board. And that's why to do a student loan, which has nothing to do with the board education. Student loans are, I'm going to say Orchard Bank. And I'm saying Orchard wrong about the bank, but it's a loan. I'm saying Orchard is being college, and Orchard had deposits every guy like $3. Like it's just quick. So like lenders come through and they privately fund your student loans. That's even better thing. That's something you go to the DNR finance at your college, which has nothing to do with education. Most colleges are state or private, but the public state, the state have their own criteria. Everybody got their own amount of credit you graduate, their own curriculum, their own everything, right? So you may need a secondary loan that comes from a financier, which those who have made those loans. Y'all got collections in the middle, right? It didn't come from the collection. It's from the lender or sold off your debt to another collector. Bro, I don't know why I sound choppy, bro. I don't know why. Yeah, we're working on anywhere. I'm sorry, quick. Let's go back to Jasmine while I try to listen real quick. Maybe the audio in the wrong thing.
Maybe only the haves will be able to go. We continue to see this trend from Republicans to where education should only be limited to those that are privileged, meaning those that have money. And so that's why this voucher scam is such a big deal, because it's only allowing for those that live in, say, areas that have these fancy private schools and these fancy private schools that are willing to take you in and then use your voucher, right?
Real quick, man. Real quick. I'm doing an audio check. Is that better? Is the audio better? Anyway, she's talking about that's anything. I'm not gonna go back to that clip. What she's doing is she's trying to defend public schools. Here's the crazy thing about public schools, right? Public schools have to accept you as a student. They don't get paid for you if you attend a private school. I think that it's a much more fruitful thing to give every kid a voucher than it is to bet that Keisha will remember that school. I will remember that. But it's much as she's talking about choice, like clear choice education, like man, you got a whole school accept you. Every school accepts you for 10 racks. 10 racks a kid. I'll listen to me. Give me 10 kids. I can feed them 50 cents a day. So in public school, you somebody like Emma Rack, or some kid money that feeds prisons for 50 cents a meal, 25 cents a racks. Doing the same thing in public schools. There's no more. I don't know what she's doing. I gotta call my girl Melania. Male. I call my girl Male. Ask what she went to school. I'm like, y'all just keep like, ain't nobody front. Ain't no nasty ass people. Nasty ass people, right? You rest all week for Friday party, and the old ladies in the back. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, y'all can hear me now. I was at the audio in the wrong place with the mic. Anyway, but we still talking because Jasmine's here for me and you. So Jasmine's telling you everything that's wrong with the Trump administration, everything that they're doing bad, everything that needs to change in order for things to feel good, right? It don't matter, right? The reason that you can't bad, that's crazy. The reason you can never want to argue with a woman, that's the fact that they can't stay is because they argue both sides argue, right? I said 6 months ago, electric cars good, Trump won the election, it's Tesla. There is no, there is no, it might just be too close, I'm not going to bro, you know, there's no peaceful solution. So they asked Jasmine directly, if you know anything the Trump administration is doing, do you have any plans for legislation that you'd like to sit on the table? Check it out.
Let's talk first about this session, some of your goals. Is there anything you're trying to pass? How much of it is going on offense? How much of it is going on defense, trying to stop the Republicans?
Trying to pass, no. You know, I should probably be a better politician and tell you, yes, we've got all this amazing legislation that I can absolutely imagine Donald Trump signing into law, and I'm just not gonna lie. I think that right now it is about preserving our basics and getting back some of the norms that make sure that people have food on the table, the norms that make sure that people aren't going through any extra layer of stress when it comes to figuring out education for their kids. So right now, I can tell you that unfortunately, I am not working towards very much that I would consider being the progress train. I am working to make sure that I can minimize the regress train right now. And I think, and I hope, that my district appreciates that I am being honest with them.
She's always Black America, nigga. That is Black America in a nutshell. Do you have any plans? No. I just don't like the plans that people have for me. One thing I can say, my dad used to give me great advice. He didn't fuck me up, he's a boomer, but he used to tell, I think my dad, I think about somebody, he said, look, if you don't plan your life, people will plan for you. You don't plan your life. People looking for supposed to do things like inaction is inaction, right? Do nothing is takes effort to do nothing. Inaction is inaction. You don't play so people make plans for you. Cops have been marching for 70 years. They don't want to listen to a smart kid with a 7-year plan. They regret 150 years of slavery. We still come at you because they don't have plans to progress. And the men, always the men who have plans to progress get so support from the blacks and gays that they end up hanging out the Jews. Like I'm over there. Probably didn't know that. You're young, you're ambitious about this. Zesty means something different than when I was a kid. Zesty used to mean active, now Zesty means something different. But you had all the zeal. I want the team on my back. I want my people to be straight. And then you get older and you realize that I can't come with you. And then you become honest and realize that everyone wants to extract from that. Rebuild the cup. Right? You get rich. Why didn't you give it to the hood? I'm going to take it to the hood. The hood ain't a bunch of bitches with a bunch of things that you don't know what they want to do. The woman say, you ain't my daddy, I ain't listen to you. She want to pick, Jasmine Crockett. She is the voice of America. And eventually you realize that you're going to hang out with Jews. I'm gonna open up, man. I'm open up the panel, man. I ain't been here in a while. Open up panel. Yo, y'all gonna quit talking about my audio, man. I don't even know what's going on with audio. I tried to fix this audio like 80 times. Yeah, I'm gonna open up the panel. I got a couple of things I'm gonna show y'all too. While I put the panel up, show y'all a couple of things real quick. Hold on. I didn't know I was gonna open up a panel, but since I'm here and I got a couple minutes. All right, let me show y'all something real quick. I'm gonna show y'all first. Oh, okay. It's the craziest thing happened, right? So I'm preparing for the show, and for some reason, everything on my timeline is the greatness of black women, bro. Shout out to black women. They do everything for you and me. I want to show y'all a few of the faces of the people who've made it possible for you to be proud and black. It's on my timeline. This wasn't even part of the show. This is me opening up my files for the show, and all this just popped up. I'm like, wow, what is going on? Feminism. Wouldn't exist without these wonderful women right here. What's her name? I don't know. I'm keeping moving. Bell Hooks. Hold on, who's the first lady? Hold on, now let's see what the name's at. Audre Lorde. I don't know who Audre Lorde is, but she looked like the face of feminism. Number 2, Bell Hooks. Bell Hooks is Mr. Over the Info favorite person on earth. Shout out to Mr. Over the Info and his girlfriend, Bell Hooks. Intersectionality is wild. It's crazy word. Gay black woman. Another gay black woman. Angela Davis. Traitor black woman. Came through, infiltrated the Black Panthers, got everybody indicted, moved to Cuba. Shout out to Angela Davis. Good cigars down there. Alice Walker, the author of The Color Purple. One of the 4 greatest black women to ever craft what black is. What else we got here? Toni Morrison. God damn, she ugly. Toni Morrison. She's done a lot that I don't give a fuck about. Patricia Hill Collins, who I don't know, but she looked like the Joker, my nigga. She looked like the Jack Nicholson Joker. Like, but shout out to her. What does she do? Sociologist known for her groundbreaking work on intersectionality. Oh, another dyke. All right, intersectionality. All right. Wrote a book called Black Feminist Thought. I bet she did. All right. Nick, this a whole nigga, bro. I don't care what you say. I saw this nigga on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. What's the name of that rapping ass gay nigga on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta? That's him. This is that nigga. Y'all not gonna make me believe that ain't that nigga from LA. But Natkanzi Shange, a pioneering playwright and poet, known for her play Colored Girls Who Have Considered Suicide. Which remind me, where my other clip at? I'm missing the clip. We're gonna talk about girls who want to commit suicide too. That's gonna be a bonus track. Man, like as y'all come in, man, send your heart, donate to the daycare. Let's see what we got. Number 8, Zora Hurston. Damn, these are some very unattractive women. At least they not fat, but god damn. What did she do? She was one of the people that crafted the Harlem Renaissance. You know, I ain't really got nothing bad to say about that. Yo, this motherfucker right here, Octavia Butler. Look, this is as far as I got. Because when I saw this woman, the first thing I thought was, yo, this is Eddie Murphy, my nigga. I mean, Arsenio Hall. Tell me they don't look the same, bro. Tell me they don't look the same, my nigga. Tell me that these ain't the same motherfucking people, man. What the fuck did he do? Octavia Butler is a pioneering science fiction writer known for her imaginative and thought-provoking narratives. Her novels, I guess she got a lot of novels. This is motherfucking Arsenio. You ain't gonna make me believe no different. This is the face of feminism, my nigga. Y'all not gonna make me believe nothing different, man. Arsenio Hall wrote a book on how to be a gay, white, black man. I'm confused. It's 21 of them. I can't even, bro, look. The chubby chick, what's her name? Gloria Naylor. I'm gonna skim through this real quick. Nikki Giovanni. Nikki Giovanni has to be one of the most popular traders in the literary world. Nikki Giovanni is a true communist in every sense of the word. She is a government plant if you have ever seen one. But people like her because she light-skinned did it. Another light-skinned did it. Barbara Smith, a pioneer in LGBTQ rights. Have you noticed how many of these women are carpet munchers? The women that you need to know, the women that craft what black is. You notice how many of them are overcompensating to be men so they can carpet munch? That's not Paulette. Paule is Paulie. The same name of the nigga in Rocky. The same name as a nigga in Goodfellas. Paulie is a man name. I'm questioning this right now. But Paulie Marshall, that is not Paulette. Paulie Marshall is a novelist, all right, who wrote books on how to be gay. All right. I'm gonna try to pronounce this. Chimamanda. Okay, because right here, this is Amanda. I know Amanda, and this is chimp. So like chimpanzee, Chimpamanda, Ngozi, fuck it. Fake ass unveil. What did she do? Fake unveil is a novelist. So all these people just gay people. All right, a bunch of gay chicks. Y'all get the gist, man. A bunch of gay chicks. And Arsenio Hall is also a feminist. Because you can't make me believe no different. Oh, you and your friend too. Nigga, what? Yeah. It's that, bro. I'll fuck the shit out you and your little friend. Can't make me believe no different, bro. That is Arsenio Hall, nigga. Dressed in drag. Not gonna make me believe no different. Yo, he say, damn, man, I don't know why this thing ain't working. He said that generation put out their sexual proclivities over the crayon. I don't. That was the first generation of women who got to choose her own man without penalty. Keyword, without penalty, right? Normally, when women chose they man, because everything women do is wrong. So, with clothes on, yeah. So when they get to choose their own man, and they fuck up, daddy and big brother had to step through, right? So like if she got pregnant, you'll send her down to, if you down south, you'll send her to New York or Chicago until she had a baby, then bring her back. If you already up north, you'll send her down to Mississippi or Arkansas till she had a baby, and then come back, and then you'll adopt the baby and tell everybody it's a brother. So you didn't, that's her chastity, her virtue. She ain't chastity, she had virtue. So she'll find a man or make her get an abortion. She need to be 15 and pregnant, right? And when you would make sure she dressed in such a way so that she doesn't have a promiscuous look, which would attract the men, right? Men with bad intentions. I'm not even talking about like the top of the head right now. I'm talking about niggas like me, nigga. Niggas like me, like, shorty got 15 weeks on this undress. Who you trying with that line? What's your name? What's your sign? What's your girlfriend? Ask what the interest are. Who you be with? Niggas like me. You don't do that unless you smell it. Like the sharks come. You can roll swimming with the sharks, but you're not getting a leg in the water. So that was the first generation of women who got to their man without penalty. And generally speaking, they all chose men lesser than them. That's the reason I say I don't trust men married to black women. I don't know man is white Chinese here. I trust men married to black women because I just the way black men date. They date like they're the men of the relationship. You know, just having to pay the bill, but they want a passive man. What goes on a passive man? Like that sex like you want to do, they want to choke out one white, what they call a nigger, right? Even in the mouth. So what goes off? What goes off is some that goes on. They want a passive man to allow her to do anything she wants to do without penalty. So when women choose, they want to be better. Black men want to be better than the men they're with. They want him to be an earner, but that's it, right? He's like a step daddy for her. Like she's choosing a step daddy for herself. Right? Like you pay my money, but you don't get no pussy. You pay all the bills. You can't see me that, but give me money. And that started the bullshit that and shit. You'll be surprised how many of these niggas bisexual. They got married just to have a beard. Like that's why like, oh my god, and then trigger it down. Next with the freak generation, but niggas fucking. Just group B came with a something called 6 man. Like she runs around and this nigga walking home. It always happen like that, my nigga. Like anybody's probably around the train, but like if you run the train on the bitch, only like first niggas, right? Every other nigga's plus one. So like the person who like hoping, you know, the first nigga had to talk. Like, come on, girl. I'm a quarterback, you know, team player. You gotta have a team. And so you wanna get GD sister? So how you gonna get a sister to me? You gotta fuck all folks. And they get trained. And the last nigga who ran the train is the last poor nigga. So like in football team, the manager. The manager just school, they go football team, they carry equipment. In football, be the manager, he the last nigga. Or be some lame nigga, you know what I'm saying? Mama doing bottom, but he your guy, but like yo, them mother niggas something. And then the last nigga walk home and cuff. I don't block everything about this man. This shit great. Everybody in block, cuff the girl, that whole hood fuck. 6 men. So you had a lot of 6 men in 1990s, early 2000s, a lot of 6 men, right? A lot of niggas, single mothers, they find a way out, or, you know what I mean, the neighbor buster, you know what I'm saying, but, you know, she loves it too. So once women got to choose her own man, things get worse. And they started saying, I got to choose a man. And they're so bad at it, they started saying they don't need a man. But things like, they still stay pregnant. But they say they don't need a man because they're like weak enough and dumb enough, earns enough for her to nice. Because if he carried over 5th grade level, she's not eligible for those type of men. So that's why I say people think sexual proclivity became more important than the crayon, right? Because the crayon itself is tribal. You're not tribal. Everybody, they racist, somebody uses the word racist. Like, racist, tribal. Okay. Us versus them, certain versus teams. Ain't got to be violent, it's tribal. Every city, it's a Chinatown, every city, a Greek town, every city, a little Italy, every city, it's tribal. They're not going to war, but the other niggas, they just what we have, right? There could be a Negro town, every city, they want to call it, a Jewish word, because they had even that type of situation and became impoverished because it was built around women choosing their own men instead of men building families and staying families to a community, which is what Jasmine is the voice of Black America. She's the voice of honestly enough people think that I'm talking about everything I touch, and then I'll blame men later. Whoever that man is, white man, whoever, right? The government, this man, that's the system, is that, don't blame men later. There's like, I'm listening to some crazy work. This is how much some people, like, I'm not going to put this on all Black women. I would love to, but I will put some other women. I think women for attention, and they can't get attention for being pretty, so they just do dumb shit. But now, what they're trying to do is create a new trend to make people comfortable, even more comfortable. Slavery already. You know, Black people, Black in particular, Black people, romanticize slavery. It's crazy out here. So let's check this out real quick, man. This a B-side. This a bonus.
When I started reading history, everyone told me Black women wore what white women were wearing, but the poor version of it. And from the jump, I was like, that doesn't make sense at all.
Spoiler alert, she's trying to make upscale slave clothes for the modern day. I don't even want the music in the background to mess up my monetization. I just want to show you the type of outfits that ugly women wear. And she got her little Jewish compadre. You know that's a Jewish girl. Y'all know that, right? There's always a Jew behind a dumb Black bitch. I don't give a fuck, nigga. It's always a Jew behind a dumb Black bitch. And a Jew or a Black man who want to be Black more than he want to be a man. But normally a Jew. It's always a Jew behind a dumb Black bitch. That's the key to success. A dumb Black bitch and a Jew. And then convince men that shit cool. In real time, that's how they dress. And that's true. And they look nice. She is not doing real time apparel. She is doing slavery apparel and had this Jewish woman co-signing this bullshit. Shit, crazy work. Hold on, I'm gonna let the Jew girl talk.